Imagine a time when the Lone Star flag wasn't just a state symbol, but the banner of an independent country. For 9 remarkable years, Texas stood as its own nation, sandwiched between two giants, the United States and Mexico. In the early 1800s, Texas was part of Mexico, which had recently won its independence from Spain. To populate its northern frontier, Mexico invited American settlers to Texas, offering them cheap land and opportunities. Among these early settlers was Stephen F. Austin, known today as the Father of Texas, who brought hundreds of American families to establish colonies. However, cultural tensions soon emerged. The American settlers, called Texians, clashed with the Mexican government over several issues. Slavery, which Mexico had abolished; religion, Mexico required settlers to be Catholic; and political autonomy. As more Americans poured in, Mexican authorities grew increasingly worried about losing control of the territory. The breaking point came in 1835 when Mexican President Antonio López de Santa Anna abolished the 1824 Constitution and centralized power. Texians, along with many Mexican Texans who opposed Santa Anna's dictatorial rule, took up arms. The revolution began with the famous "Come and Take It" incident at Gonzales, where Texian settlers refused to return a cannon to Mexican forces. What followed was a series of dramatic battles. The Siege of the Alamo, where defenders held out for 13 days against Santa Anna's army, became a rallying cry. While the Alamo fell, the sacrifice of its defenders gave Sam Houston time to build and train an army. The turning point came at the Battle of San Jacinto, where Houston's forces surprised Santa Anna's army during their afternoon siesta, winning Texas's independence in just 18 minutes. On March 2, 1836, Texas declared its independence, and by April, it was a reality. The Republic of Texas was born, with Sam Houston as its first president. The new nation faced enormous challenges. It had to establish a government, defend its borders, manage an economy, and gain international recognition, all while deeply in debt. The Republic's boundaries were also contested. Texas claimed territory all the way to the Rio Grande, while Mexico insisted the boundary was the Nueces River, further north. This territorial dispute would later contribute to the Mexican-American War. Hey, wait a second. If you want to keep learning stuff to get a bit smarter every day, we wanted to invite you to subscribe to our channel real quick and comment it down below so you get our response. The Republic of Texas was a unique experiment in nation-building. Its constitution drew heavily from American models, but reflected Texas's distinct character. The government established diplomatic relations with major powers, including France, Britain, and the United States. They even opened an embassy in Paris, which still stands today as a historic restaurant. If you're interested in learning more about this fascinating period, you may like the book Lone Star Nation by H.W. Brands, which provides a detailed account of Texas's journey from Spanish colony to American state. From the beginning, many Texans favored joining the United States. However, the process wasn't simple. The U.S. initially hesitated, concerned about adding another slave state and provoking war with Mexico. The Republic of Texas even explored alliances with France and Britain as alternatives. Finally, in 1845, Texas was annexed by the United States, becoming the 28th state. This fulfilled the dreams of many Texans, but also led to the predicted war with Mexico. The Mexican-American War, 1846 to 1848, resulted in Mexico officially recognizing the Rio Grande as the border and ceding significant additional territory to the United States. Today, Texas's period as an independent nation continues to influence its culture and identity. The Lone Star remains a powerful symbol, and the state's independent spirit is reflected in everything from its politics to its tourism slogan. Texas, it's like a whole other country. This unique history also left practical legacies. Texas retained control of its public lands after joining the U.S., unlike most other states. It also maintained the right to divide into up to 5 separate states, partly due to Texas's large size and strategic importance, though this option has never been seriously considered. Interestingly, there is still an active Texas independence movement, with some groups advocating for the state to secede and become a sovereign nation once again. Now, we want to hear you in the comments. Which modern US state do you think could survive as an independent country today? This is the end of the video. Hope you learned something new with us today. Please give a big thumbs up if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel to keep getting enriched from our content and share the video with someone you know will like it.